What I wonder is if these videos, these type of videos, always need to mean that you are alone doing this, or that somebody else can be in the room with you while you are making this video. So for me, it's like a little bit of a private thing, like something a little bit intimate. So it feels like it's a very intimate thing to watch a YouTube video with somebody talking to you, addressing you. So it seems like something, so that makes it maybe a little bit lonely, because you are like alone, and then you are comforted by somebody who is talking, and then you feel less alone. But then it's like there's a time lapse, because the person who made the video and the person who's listening to the video, well, it's not the same time. And of course, then they say time is not real, and so in that way, maybe it doesn't really matter if at which time delay there is between the viewer and the creator of the video. So people say that it's all in your mind. Buddha says, that it's all perception. Not that I'm such an expert at Buddhist philosophy, but I have read some books about it, and I am keenly interested, and at certain times I also was regularly thinking about Buddhist ideas. So for me, I think when you talk about philosophies and religions, well, I don't really know that much about religions, because it's I know there's maybe a lot of merit in knowing about the life of Krishna or Jesus Christ, or I say I don't know that many things about it. I was raised kind of very freely to believe in what I wanted to believe in myself. So I was free in and so I never really wanted to be a part of an organization of certain dogmas, if that's a correct term, because I'm not really so familiar with the term. But it's like certain rules, certain sets of rules. I believe in universality. Things that are universal in nature, and so that you can find in many ideologies, and you can find certain elements that could be deemed universal. So universality in my idea is about well, connection is coming in mind. Connection between between different realms and different viewpoints, and so universality is kind of an overarching method. So it's like looking more for what we have in common, you know. So then you say, what's the common denominator, the common. Of course, it can be very badly interpreted. This commonness, because you know, then you end up with the cliches or what they say, the person who is completely I could say it in Dutch, but I don't know really in English. Somebody who is plain, who's has plain ideas, who is very conformed with and that's not what I mean with common. With what I mean with common is more like in community. So that the values that we can share. So so which values can we share? We all want to have a roof over our heads, warmth, a warm place, a nice place to sleep and to live, and you know, have sincere and friendly encounters with other people, beings. So that's, you know, common value. For me, it's a lot to do with energies, you know. Life is more. I tend to look more at which frequency am I in, and which frequency do I want to emit into the world. And want to feel in my being. So I'm gonna hear. So and it's sometimes it's just a question of recognizing which state you're in. So that's also due to external circumstances which have made you a little bit with yourself and with the outer world. You come to a conglomerate or a mesh of a state of being. So then you say, you recognize this state, and then you say, which state would I prefer, or what, you know. So which frequency would I like to embody? It's sometimes, it's not always a question of choice. Of course, everything is a conscious choice. That's true. But it's not that you can just like snap out of it, or force yourself to be another way, which is also not always advisable, because you do need to feel what is happening to you. You know, you can't just say, "Oh no, I just want to be this kind of person now," and no, I want to laugh instead of cry, or whatever. You know, but it's so it's kind of finding the way to the frequency. So when you rehearse finding the frequency, the way to the frequency, then you begin to understand, like, oh yes, I went from there to there, and then, you know, I ended up where I wanted to be. Or maybe this or that happened, and then, you know, I was more equipped to handle the situation. So that's kind of. So then, when you get the experience of saying, "Oh, I went from A to B, and it was easy, or it was hard, or that it doesn't really matter," but then you have the experience of your experience. So then you. Well, it seems like I'm not saying anything. So, but you know, that's maybe zero point gravity. So, well, no, that's it's just. I'm not a scientific person, so not that I don't like science. I like science, but I'm terrible. I have some insights into science, but I try to. Uh, uh, it's a whole different subject than we were on before, so it kind of confuses me to talk about two different branches of thought. So you know, okay. So science, yeah, and being scientific, in that I'm not really scientific, well, or not scientifically able. I'm not a rocket scientist. Not that I would aspire to be one. Maybe this is all not interesting to talk about. So then I find myself like, what are you all talking about? So sometimes in a conversation can be, well, it's not really a conversation. It's more a monologue. So this sometimes a monologue can be, and certainly an improvised one can be, yeah, quite a journey. So then we come back to the journey of finding the right frequency. Finding the right frequency. Well, after 14 minutes of talk, I'm getting in the right frequency. So to connect a little bit more and be a little bit more relaxed, because when we are relaxed, then everything goes rather more smoothly. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna stop talking and put off the video, and I wish you a lot of interesting, exciting things, or just some beautiful rest. And so I wish you the best, and would really like to meet you, of course. If you have a good comment, or doesn't have to be good. It's your comment, so it's your decision. So leave me whatever, subscribe me or don't, whatever, it's your choice, and I'm very glad we can make choices. So it can be a quick fix, or it can be an arduous adventure, but that's all up to the things that happen above, or below, or in the middle. So, goodbye.